But let's go on. So there's a group of Win for Women. So apparently this was the group that got on the call. So right after Joe Biden dropped out of the race, remember that evening, I think it was a Sunday evening where 50,000 or something crazy like that, some number, I think it was 50,000 black women and then 50,000 friends or of the black women, whatever. She's going to explain it, I believe. I'm not sure if we'll listen to, this is the president of that organization's entire speech. However, let's hear her out. Let's hear her out. So let's go to 11 minutes. We're right here.
3 hours after Kamala, we knew that she was going to step into this candidacy.
First of all, Oprah, this is amazing to just be united. And that night, black women everywhere, we knew one thing. We wanted to gather in our joy, and we knew that we needed to get to work. And on that night, black women, the 44,000 on that Zoom and the additional 50,000 black women and our friends that joined to watch that Zoom, what we knew was that it was a moment in our country to show what black women have always done. That love letter that I often speak of. Yep.
Time out, man. And this is what we gotta bring it back to what we've discussed before regarding this situation. Joe Biden drops out. Now, for most Democrats, I know people at that time were calling for him to drop out after the debate with Trump. I know we've been having the conversation for over a year and a half thinking that they were going to do this. We weren't surprised. However, if Joe Biden drops out on a Sunday and a few hours later, I think they said 3 hours later, they had this call, and I believe it went for, into the night, well into the night. Do you not have to discuss with your significant other? Do you not have to discuss with your significant other? Like, shouldn't that be the thing? Like, okay, hey, Biden's out, Kamala's running. At the time, I don't think people knew whether there was going to be a primary or anything like that, but it was just this group, we're putting all our support behind Kamala. And we've talked about this on the show before, but, got to remind ourselves, shouldn't you have spoken to your husband, spoken to some of the family members before you just get on and decide to make a decision? But this is why the Democrats and the liberals do not want strong male black leaders in the household. You're witnessing it right now in the things that she's saying. The first thing that should have been done is a family meeting. Forget a Zoom meeting. Let's have a family meeting. But who knows? For a lot of these black women, we know that our rates, we know that there's a gender war going on. And I say between black men and black women, I'm talking specifically about this group, but it's actually growing. And we've said this now a lot, where the things that we used to just see as black problems happening in the black communities, those problems we're now seeing across America, culture, period. So it's now the same gender war between, I'm not saying that it's the same, obviously a different history there, so it impacts us differently, but now there's also a gender war between white men and white women, younger white men and younger white women. Just ask them. Just ask people. Ask people how hard it is to date. Ask people why people are not having kids, why people are not getting married, why people are staying single. Just ask the younger generation and they'll tell you. So my question is, and this is, we're skipping over the problems here. It's a problem for her to just jump on a Zoom without talking to her family, without talking to her husband, without talking to her, even if you want to call it partner, whatever we're calling it these days. Wouldn't that be common sense? But instead it's no, just we're putting all our support behind Kamala. We're not going to look at her record. We're not going to look at anything. It's just straight identity politics. Why? Because if Kamala's in office as president, it uplifts and empowers us. Never mind what it does to the black men. Never mind if it emasculates them. Not saying that it does or it doesn't. I can give y'all an opinion on that, but not for right now. These are the questions that I have when I hear her speaking. But let's continue.
Yeah, that love letter is a letter that started years before any of us in this room, you, myself, were even born. And it started by black women years ago who knew this moment would be here. But they worked and they knew they wouldn't see it, but one day we would. And I just think that it is an honor for all of us to be able to usher in this moment, knowing that those who watered this mighty field
Yes.
are now allowing us to eat of the fruit.
Whoa.
Oh.
Thank you so much. And so, as I said, that
got it.
call
No,
for
no.
Win with Black
call it
Women
that.
is what inspired all the other groups. So White Dudes for Harris raised a bunch of money. Lead organizer Ross Morales Roquetto is here.
Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.